Hello everyone. CBSE has recently released sample paper for class 12 mathematics for the examination to be held in 2025. So we shall do the question wise analysis of the sample paper. So let us move to the first question. First question is A into adjoint of A, and you can see this uh, matrix. Now, this question cannot be answered if you don't know the properties of adjoint of A. You must know that A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into I. This is the first property you must know. If you don't know this property, you cannot answer this question. And another property which is used in this question is adjoint of A, its determinant is equal to determinant of A raised power n minus 1, where n is the order of the matrix. So if you don't know these two properties, this question cannot be answered, right? So if you look at the matrix which is given A into adjoint of A, if you take 2025 common, and you will find that it is in the form 2025 into I matrix, right? This is A into adjoint of A. Okay, so it is in the form 2025 into I, and you have to find the value of determinant of A and adjoint of A. So determinant of A is very clear. It will be 2025. You can compare these two. You will get determinant of A is 2025, right? And adjoint of A is, again, you will use this property. So determinant of A 2025 raised power n minus 1. N is the order of the matrix. It is 3 by 3, so it should be 2. So final answer of the question is 2025 plus 2025 its square. So D is the choice which matches with this. I hope it is clear to all. Come to question number 2. Then we come to question number 2. It says that there are 5 matrices given. Now, to answer this question, you must know the concept of commutativity, associativity, of multiplication and addition of matrices, right? So matrix PY, two matrices can be multiplied if order, see, number of columns of P must be equal to number of rows of Y. That is important. So if you look at the order of P, right, P is the last matrix. Order is P by K, correct? And if you look at Y, Y is second matrix, this is 3 by K. So order of P is P into K, and order of Y is 3 into K. So these two must be the same, right? So value of K should be 3. So this question can be answered in this way. So P is equal to N, and so A is the answer of the question. I hope it is clear to all. We come to question number 3. Now this question can be answered easily if you know the graph of the e raised power x, which you have done in 11th, right? If you look at the graph, e raised power x graph goes in this way. So with the increase in the value of x, the function increases, right? So you can see the value of x can be minus infinity to infinity. So C is the answer of this question. I hope it is clear to all. If you look at question number 2, again, it is a question based on matrices and determinant. And here you must know the associativity, property of associativity, because a product is given to us, B inverse A into B. These are the 3 matrices, right? And matrix multiplication is associative. If you don't know this property, you cannot solve this question. So we can write it as B inverse into B times A, so that this becomes I into A, right? So if you square it, you will get the answer of the question, correct? And you must know one more thing, that and determinant of a square, correct? So correct answer is B because it is 5 square. I hope it is clear to all. Then question number 5 says it is a question based on differential equation. So replace this 1 by log E, and you see this is y log y by x plus log E, correct? And this is x to the power n dy by dx, because degree of each term should be the same. Here we notice that this has degree 1, y has degree 1. So n must be 1. That is why B is the answer to the question. Then we move to question number 6. Question number 6 is based on the collinearity, and you must know area of the triangle using determinant. The formula is half of x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1. This is the formula to find out area of the triangle when three vertices are given to us, right? And because points are given to be collinear, so this area must be 0. You substitute the values here and you'll get the answer. So A is the correct answer in this case. Now the next one, 7th. Again, a matrix is skew symmetric. So A transpose must be equal to minus A, only then a matrix is said to be skew symmetric. So element Aij is negative of element Aj. This is the property you will use. The shortcut to solve this question is that you look at this matrix, right? Look at the elements which are diagonally opposite, because this is the position of this element is A13 and the position of this element is A31. They are negative of each other, so C should be equal to minus 2, right? And you know diagonal elements of a skew symmetric matrix all are 0, so A must be 0. So only few properties you know, and you can easily answer these questions. So minus B should be equal to minus 3 and B must be equal to 3, and we are supposed to find out the value of A, B and C. So in this case, A is the answer of the question, because if you add minus 2 plus 0 plus 3, you will get 1. So that is the best way to answer the question. We come to question number 8 now. PA union B is equal to PA plus PB plus, minus P intersection B. This you have done in 11th. If you don't remember that, you cannot answer this question. Then second concept used in this question is conditional probability. If you don't know what is conditional probability, this question cannot be answered. And again, complement of the set, complement of the event. So actually there are three properties which are used in one question, and you must know all the three properties to answer this question. We come to question number 9. Now the value of alpha if the angle between them is obtuse. Now this word is very, very important. Obtuse means generally what we do, angle between two vectors is given by cos theta, which is equal to vector A dot vector B upon magnitude of vector A vector B, right? Theta is given to be obtuse, means alpha. In this case it is alpha. So cos theta must be negative. So you will put A dot B upon magnitude of A magnitude of B less than 0. In this case it is P and Q. Of course it is vector P vector Q. So you will say that vector P dot vector Q is less than 0, and on the basis of that you will find that answer of the question is B. It lies between 0 and 1, right? So these are the concepts which you must know in this question. 10th is again a simple question, but you must remember one thing. Whenever we have magnitude of sum of two vectors and the difference of two vectors, you should always start with the square. We should always start with the square like this. And we know that there is a property that square of magnitude of x is equal to x dot x, vector x dot vector x. So you apply this property, this will be a plus b dot a plus b, and similarly you apply this property a minus b dot a minus b along the vector signs. So this is square of magnitude of a plus square of magnitude of b minus twice of a dot b, plus twice of a dot b. In the second case, it will be minus twice of, this is square of magnitude of a plus square of magnitude of b minus 2a dot b. So using the values, all the values are given to us. So if you substitute these values here, we will get the answer of the question as 5, which is C. So that is an important point which you should remember. Let us come to question number 11 now. So in this question, it is a question of LPP. You can see shaded region. And one more thing, very important thing, that you must know the terminology used in the chapter LPP, linear programming, right? All of you know corner point method. You use the corner points of this shaded area, and you will find that the maximum value of z occurs at q 30, 20. You should always use the corner point table to find out the maximum or minimum value of z. So in this case, B is the answer. I hope it is clear. Question number 12 is related to integration. And this type of question is given in the NCERT also. Those who have done NCERT thoroughly, they can answer the question easily. In such case, what we do, we focus on this. 1 plus x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 2. I take x raised to the power 4 common from this. What do I get? X raised to the power 4 times 1 plus 1 by x by 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 2. This gives me x square times 1 plus x by 4 raised to the power 1 by 2. Now, if in the given integral, if I replace 1 plus x raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 2 by this, I'll get this. 1 plus 1 by x4, 1 by 2. Now, it is very, very clear that if you take this as t, this becomes dt. This term becomes dt. So, it is clear that you put 1 plus 1 by x raised to the power 4 as t. This will give you minus 4 by x5 dx is equal to dt, and the value of dx is dx by x raised to the power 5 will be dt by minus 4. So substitute these values and find out the answer of the question. In this case, the answer will be A. After substituting values and simplifying this. This is negative 4. I hope it is clear to all. Next, that integral is equal to 0 to 2 pi cosec 2 pi minus x raised to the power 7. Correct? And this gives me negative of cosec x raised to the power 7. So in such case, the property says that value of such function will be 0. So integral, the answer should be A. Right? Now, what is the general solution of differential equation e raised to y dash? Here y dash means dy by dx. So it is e raised to power dy by dx is equal to x. You have to use logarithms. So dy by dx will be equal to log x. Separating the variables using integration by parts, you will answer this question. Log x into 1. Use integration by parts and get the answer of the question. And the answer of the question in this case will be B. It was a simple question. Nothing major. Now, again, in inverse trigonometrical functions, apart from the domain and ranges of inverse functions, you must know the graphs very well. If you know the graphs very well, you can answer such questions in seconds, right? You know that domain of cos inverse x is -1 to 1 and range is 0 to pi. You can see the graph varies. On x-axis it is varying between -1 and 1, and on y-axis it is varying between 0 to pi. So cos inverse x. So B is the answer of the question. This question can be answered in fraction of seconds if you know about the graphs. Again, a question of LPP, linear programming problem. You will use again optimal solution. I told you earlier also that you must know about the terminology which we use in this chapter. That is very, very important to understand. Correct? So you have to follow the simple process to find out the optimal solution. You can note down the corner points, substitute the values, and use that table to find out the answer of the question. So in this case, the answer is D, because 18x plus 10y less than 134, that doesn't have any point in the common with the feasible region. Because when you draw a dotted line, it should have, so optimal solution will exist if this line doesn't have any point in common with the feasible solution. You must know that. Question number 17, again at greatest integer function. And in the chapter continuity and differentiability, you have studied that greatest integer functions are discontinuous at all integral points. Now it is not in the question, it is given 2.5. So continuity is there definitely. And how we will check the differentiability? If you see 2.5 plus h and 2.5 minus h will yield us the same result. So continuous as well as differentiable. So this is the answer of the question. It is continuous as well as differentiable. Question number 18, you must know the shape, you must know about the shape of the parabola, right? And it is given y is equal to 4 is a line. So we shall integrate the function with respect to y. Correct? So between limits 0 and 4 and dy, and this is root 4y. And using this, you can get the answer of the question as 64/3. So B is the answer of the question. Shape of the parabola, yes, you must know. Otherwise, it is difficult to find out the answer of the question. X square means it is symmetrical about y-axis. The next is question number 19. Assertion is true that this function is not differentiable at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. You must notice this point. See, this is mod of x, this is mod of x minus 1. If mod of x minus 1 is given, then the function will not be differentiable at x is equal to 1. Right? And here it is mod x, so it is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. Reason is also true. So answer of this question is A. Both here A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Then we move on to the last question. Again, domain and range of inverse functions, trigonometrical functions is given to you. It is not 1, 1, and in its domain. The line y is equal to 2 meets the graph of the function at more than 1 point. So that is true. If you remember the graph of secant x, you will find that it is not 1, 1 in its domain because the values repeat after certain intervals. And y is equal to 2 will meet the graph at more than 1 point. Both are true. So answer in this case is also A. I hope this analysis is useful for you, and you must identify your weak points. We shall discuss the rest of the paper in the next video. Thank you very much.